Welcome to the June 10th review of the T20 World Cup for Over and Out. With me is Ahmed Khwaja in the UAE. I'm Saudi Reza here in Dallas, Texas. Um, so the morning after, the day before, we did a review on India Pakistan. Any thoughts 24 hours later with cooler minds?
Just sheer disappointment, Sadi bhai. What a massive opportunity it was to get one over India, the arch rivals. And we just keep being our own worst enemy. We just can't rise to the occasion. It just seems like everything was going our way in the first half of the innings. We picked up back to back wickets multiple times. Their regular batters, Virat Kohli, got out early. He never gets out early against us. Rohit Sharma threw his wicket away. Akshar Patel threw his wicket away. Rishabh Pant threw his wicket away. Hardik Pandya threw his wicket away. Surya Kumar Yadav threw their wicket away, and we still just couldn't get over the line because of we could not tackle our inner demons. We just couldn't take the pressure. We couldn't rise to the occasion, and that's a very bitter pill to swallow.
I was looking at some stats. Pakistan played 57 dot balls, which is almost half the inning. Of those, everyone clearly, Rizwan 24 dot balls is a big culprit, but Imad played 12 out of 23 dot balls. And to me, that's a bigger issue because of his position in the lineup. When you come that far down the lineup, you cannot afford to play 2 overs basically of dot balls um, because they went from needing 48 of 48 to 18 of 6, meaning basically in the last 7 overs, they only scored about 30 runs. And you scored 30 runs of 7 overs in T20 by playing a bunch of dot balls.
That is true, but he was not. He was just past fit just before the game, so
Correct.
you could perhaps say that was weighing on him. Maybe he has that side strain. He couldn't move clearly, and that sequence of four dot balls on the trot against Akshar Patel. That is where I think the game was truly done and dusted. That we don't have a chance today. Even Imad Wasim, who's done heroics with the bat in the past in ODIs, ironically, not in T20 eyes. But we thought if even he cannot lay bat on ball, Iftikhar, I never really had any expectations from him. Shadab Khan, I have absolutely no expectations at all. He's just become a shocking cricketer now. I don't think his position in the side is tenable anymore. To be very honest, if he doesn't bowl, and we know he can't bat at the top level, so what's the point? What's the utility of having Shadab Khan in the playing 11? Just drop him and play Abrar Ahmed. Have a proper frontline spinner. And I think many tough questions will need to be asked after this World Cup campaign. And I think a lot of big names are going to be axed for the time being.
I saw Wasim Akram's comments where that's pretty much what he said was, these players have basically thrown a lot of coaches under the bus. It's time for these players to be thrown under the bus. It's interesting that we mentioned Shadab and so on and so forth being removed, but these are your PSL franchise captains. It's easier said than done because of the hold they have within the domestic structure in Pakistan. It won't be as easy as we want it to be.
Well, the PSL franchises, they're due for a revamp after next season as well. And we see in the IPL, there's massive turnover every 2 or 3 years. Save the likes of Dhoni and Virat Kohli and maybe Rohit Sharma. Everybody else has switched teams here and there. And maybe it's about time that happens. PSL franchises, they might be quite prominent. They might be quite vocal. But in the end of the day, the men in green is what really counts. Nobody will remember your PSL heroics. Maybe that certain cities fan base will make a lot of noise on social media, but you're seeing the wave right now, the kind of harsh critique that is happening of these absolute fan favorites, the likes of Shaheen, Shadab, Babar Azam is not being spared either. So when you face the ire of the fandom, then your PSL franchise won't save you.
And it's justifiable either. I don't think tomorrow is a foregone conclusion either against Canada, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. They're a very good side. They're playing some decent cricket. They have the right combination to trouble Pakistan. They have a very good left arm spinner in Saad bin Zafar. They have a very good quickish leg break bowler in Junaid Siddiqui, who played really well in the previous game against Ireland. Their batting is not too bad as well. Dhaliwal is good. Nicholas Curtin, I've been really impressed with the left-hander from Barbados, who of course took the Canadian nationality, and they have the hard-hitting Dilpreet Bajwa and the wicketkeeper Shreyas Mova. He's pretty decent as well. So I don't think Canada have anything to fear. They have a very decent bowling attack that works together. There's not one outright superstar who will just dominate all the wickets columns as such. They bowl together in tandem, and fielding, they're absolutely brilliant. So I think Pakistan have their work cut out tomorrow.
And Canada, by the way, still has a chance of making it to the Super 8s. If they win tomorrow, they will also have two wins along with the US, having beaten Ireland.
No,
Uh,
absolutely. Even Ireland have an outside chance of
yep,
making it in there. So that group, that second spot is very much open. And if the weather gods don't cooperate with us again, and they favor the US, we could be knocked out of the tournament without having our destiny in our own hands.
absolutely. Let's come to yesterday's game, the Scotland Oman game. What's interesting is now Scotland's up to 5 points with a very healthy run rate of net run rate of 2.1. England's in a spot of trouble. They only have a 1 point, and their net run rate is negative 1.8. They could be in real trouble for one of the pre-tournament favorites, and the current holders of the T20 World Cup could be knocked out in the group stages.
Well, absolutely. Scotland just need to keep it close against Australia, even if they lose. And Namibia is going to compete hard with England. Of course, a lot of ex-county players
Yep.
in the Namibian side as well, so they'll know the English batting lineup, especially particularly well. And Namibia will compete. We saw they got that thrilling victory over Oman as well, so they'll fancy themselves. And when England take yet another misstep, or the weather gods turn favor from them away as well, and both the finalists of the 2022 World Cup could be packing their bags early.
Let's come to the matchup today, the South Africa-Bangladesh. Again, a nail biter on that New York
Yeah.
strip, but South Africa pulled it out. Although I do think that Bangladesh, like Pakistan yesterday, uh, they threw the game away. It was there for them to pull the upset, and they just couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. It was like the final boss showdown of those teams who snatch defeat from victory. South Africa and Bangladesh, of course, who can remember that incredible match Bangladesh lost in 2016 to India in their own backyards when they were celebrating before they had won the game.
Yep.
They played 80% of the game right. They bowled beautifully, took early wickets in the power play, built that dot ball pressure. They took their catches. They put South Africa on the back foot. Their death bowling in particular was outstanding. The last 3 overs that they bowled, I think Najmul Hussain Shanto got it absolutely spot on. But then, just trying to be over adventurous with the bat. Why are you trying to pull Anrich Nokia, who clocks 90, 92 miles per hour consistently? Shakib Al Hassan and Najmul Hussain Shanto, why are you trying to pull him off the front foot on a difficult wicket with variable bounce? And they just gifted their wickets away despite Tawheed Hridoy and Mahmoodullah played really, really well. But it's all about fine margins, Sadi. You saw
Yep.
that decision that went against Tawheed. It was just clipping the top of that leg bail, and they got the wicket there, and that gave the South Africans an opening. And their ground fielding, most importantly, did not make any critical errors down the line. What a catch taken by Aiden Markram in the final over of the second last ball. If it was a Pakistani fielder, I know for a fact he would have palmed it over for six, but he had the game awareness to keep the catch in the field of play and set his feet as well. And that was the wicket. Mahmoodullah, I think he's going to have sleepless nights for the remainder of his career. How did he not connect on that low full toss against Keshav Maharaj?
But you make a good point that it is fine margin. Mahmoodullah missed that low full toss. Pakistan yesterday missed a bunch of full tosses that they didn't put away, catches that were dropped. I remember the 2023 World Cup whereby that World Cup changed with a brilliant catch by Travis Head under pressure, running at full speed. Pakistan had chances yesterday to take similar catches, and they didn't. Yes, they were half chances, but that's the difference between winning and losing, unfortunately, at this level.
And more shockingly, India dropped catches.
Yep,
Shivam Dubey, I mean,
dropped
he's
a
just 1 foot
he
out
dropped
of
a
the playing
dolly.
11 in any case. Then he dropped a straightforward catch. He barely had to move. Of course, it was a low trajectory. It was hit flat. But even we got those half 1%ers in our favor as well. Babar Azam was dropped by Siraj as well. But Pakistan doing Pakistan things, making a meal of it against India.
It'll be interesting to see what the fallout is, especially if they lose to Canada. Thank you very much. We will do it again tomorrow.